I'm Rachel Andrews, welcome to Everyday Athlete. First off, I'm absolutely sick of this weather, so that's better. On this week's vlog, I wanted to talk about the importance of somebody knowing where you're swimming, when you get in and when you're finished. On a previous vlog, I have talked about SafeTracks, which is the free tracking app that I use when I go swimming to make sure that somebody knows where I am and that they can spot where I am the whole time I'm out. The good thing about SafeTracks is it asks you if you want to send a text, which I always do. And then when you click to finish the swim, it also says to you, do you want to tell your emergency contact, which is fantastic. That really is the top selling point for me, that it reminds me that I need to let them know. The other good thing is that the person can always see where you are when they click on the link that's in the first text you sent them. And I've got a video linked below about how to set that up for outdoor swimming. This time I want to look specifically at the role of that emergency contact, what we're expecting from them, what they do to make you safe, and hopefully that they understand what they're taking on when you ask them. So we're going to have a chat with my friend Lynn, who is often the emergency contact, just to see what she thinks the role is all about, and actually we'll see from that why she's often my top choice for a contact. LP, I'm so pleased that you are my emergency contact. You're there for me all the time, and I'm always chuffed when you say yes, you're able to do it. But I'm really happy because I've got a guardian angel, because I know you're kind of looking after me. But what does the role of emergency contact mean to you?
Hopefully it means that you can go for a swim knowing that somebody on the land is there to sort of look out for you if something else should happen to you, or something bad should happen to you, that somebody knows what to do, where you are, and how to contact the emergency services or to find you.
I'm often getting into locations where I don't necessarily know the area. I'm almost certainly swim on my own because I end up in different areas and I just fancy a swim. I'm opportunistic like that, so it's good to know that there's someone there. I've either texted to say I'm going to swim, and hopefully in that I've told you not only what time I'm getting in and when I expect to get out, but also where I am. I know I've made a mistake with that before in the past and thought while I'm swimming, I don't think I even said where I was. So if I'm running SafeTracks, if you get the alert that says I've run over, what would you do?
The good thing about SafeTracks is, like you say, it does give you an alert saying you anticipate being out for an hour, 2 hours or whatever, and it comes up saying you checked in. The first thing I'm going to do is check on SafeTracks to find out where you are, what you've done, whether you are still moving, and whether you're on the road and in your car and you've forgotten to turn SafeTracks off.
Really?
So first thing I'll do is ring you, and hopefully you're going to answer and you've forgotten to turn it off, and that's the end of it. So that's a good thing. If you don't answer, then obviously that puts my alertness up a bit. I'm going to look at SafeTracks again a bit more detailed. If that is showing that you're still and you haven't been moving, if you're at sea, I'm going to contact the Coast Guard because they've got access to SafeTracks and they can obviously look and see exactly what I can see. And if you're inland, so like a river or something like that, I'm going to contact the local constabulary, the police, and let them know and say, this is where you were. Obviously I've got the SafeTracks link. I can show them and then come and find you. If I'm nearby, I'm going to come and try and find you. If I'm not, because you're anywhere around the country, find out if I know anyone that's local as well, because more eyes the better. It shows you what you have been doing, so also what I can do is see how fast you were swimming and whether there's been a change with your swim. So if there has, then obviously something like, have you suffered with hypothermia or an injury, or just chatting to somebody maybe if you're on the land.
Well, that is brilliant. I'm really chuffed to hear those are the kind of actions you take, because I think it's absolutely important that the person who is your emergency contact understands that although they're kind of casually watching as you have a nice swim, that actually there is something to it, and if you don't call back, if you don't get in contact, that they need to do something. So as you're saying, at sea it's the Coast Guard you contact, and on the land it's the police force. So thanks ever so much for being my emergency contact.
No worries. One little tip is before you leave your car, can you let me know where your car is, so that you may have some distance to walk, and certainly with some of the swims you've done, you walk to the swim from your car. It'd be useful to know where your car is, because if we do call the emergency services, one thing they'll ask is, where was your car? Because if your car is still where it was, it gives us a heads up that you are possibly still in the water and having a problem. Whereas if your car's gone, the chances are you've forgotten to turn your safe tracks off.
It can actually be quite easy to become a little bit complacent with your emergency contact and to assume that they're always going to be available to do so for you. So actually I ran a little bit of an experiment to see if somebody would automatically click on the link that was sent, and here's how it went. I thought I would just test to see if when you get someone to be a shore contact and you don't actually tell them, you just send them the text, whether actually they click on the link. I'm going to play a little safe tracks trick on mum and dad. I've just set it up with a swim. If they look at the text that they've been sent as my shore contact, they'll notice that I'm going to arrive at their house at 6 p.m, which is in approximately 4 hours time. So 12 minutes since I sent my text and no contact. It's updating my position all the while, and they can see my speed, the direction I'm heading in. It feels like I'm playing hide and seek in plain sight, because if they look, they can see me coming. An hour and a half in, and the game of cat and mouse continues apace. Still not been rumbled. 3 hours since I set off. I think I'm going to be able to cruise this undetected. But that does give me one thing to think about. I guess if I'm asking someone to be my emergency contact, I probably need to let them know exactly what I'm expecting of them. I'd kind of assume that if you send someone a link, they maybe click on it. Less than a mile to go. So that proves that you can send a text and you can beat it over 197 miles. I'm not sure how much victory that is.
What are you doing here?
So I managed to surprise them. They obviously haven't checked on the link. Have you?
No.
Did you get sent a text from me?
Mum's only just got in.
I've just
2
come
minutes,
in.
still got a coat on.
I sent a link which has tracked me all the way from Southampton.
Oh, on the safe track.
Yeah.
Oh dear, we missed it.
Some emergency contact there. So, no matter how or whether you choose to track your swim, please make sure that you've got an emergency contact and that they know they're your emergency contact and they understand what that job entails. Make sure that you tell them when you're about to go afloat, and also let them know once you're done so that they can relax knowing that you are absolutely safe and out the water. I really hope you've enjoyed this video and that you'll click the like button if you have, and also drop me a comment. Let me know, who is your emergency contact? Who would you like to thank for always being there as your guardian angel while you swim? If you have enjoyed it, please also click the subscribe button and ding the little bell. Click on the little bell and you'll know when the next one's out. It will be great to have you along. See you next time. Right, well over here it really is pretty warm and I am desperate to get in for a swim.